One Piece chapter 1135. We're here. Didn't expect a chapter this week, but we are here, so let's get to it. Very interesting chapter, fun chapter, you know, and I think if people go into this with like certain expectations, they might be disappointed, but this one was a very, very fun chapter. I had a lot of fun with it, so let's break it down. Power scaling be damned. That's Oda's motif, it seems. Recently in Elbaf. No, Tama versus Holdem. What? Holdem, okay, it was a point where Holdem asked for Doji, Holdem, Luffy used gear second to take him down, I believe. Now Tama is kicking him and making him kick up blood, a spit of blood with one kick. It's funny. It's Tama showing her growth. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I saw people losing their minds on Twitter. It's like, it's not that deep. It's really not that deep. It's funny. It's hilarious, actually. Tama can finally defend herself, and I think that's what it's meant to show. Not a big deal, but Holdem, we don't care about Holdem anyway, so big W's for Tama. It is what it is. Let's move on. We get an explanation somewhat for the library and why things become larger once you get into the library is because of the owl. Mr. Owl, right? So once you get into the library, the owl has a power, a nurturing power. It's a nurturing owl, and that leads to things becoming bigger. I mean, that was at least Vegapunk's theory. I mean, they did reference that the owl was the reason for things becoming larger anyway, but now it's confirmed saying the owl has been here for a long time. I mean, it's cool, I guess. I guess we get some more owl lore later as the arc goes on, but in general, it's a cool thing. I mean, don't let Big Mom, because I do think Big Mom is still alive, don't let her find out that this owl is the reason behind everything, because this owl is not going to be in Elbaf any longer, right? Actually, I mean, I don't think that's going to happen, because I think once Big Mom comes back to Elbaf, it's going to be in a completely different vibe. I don't think she's going to be as strong, and so the owl is safe. But, you know, it's good to get in that explanation at least. Some may say, how does a nurturing owl lead to growth? Well, nurturing meaning encouraging growth, right? So in that aspect, the owl and that power, we understand how that works. They mentioned that this power is perfect for Elbaf. My thought was, okay, and this owl, how did it come about? Was it specifically chosen for Elbaf? Did it just make its way to Elbaf? Did the powers manifest because it was in Elbaf? So those are some of the questions I have when it says it's the perfect power for Elbaf. It's like a lot of things in One Piece isn't just necessarily happenstance. Like I think about fate, you think about just circumstantial reasons for things happening. So I know it seems trivial, but I would like some more information on just like what is this owl and where it came from? Just the origins of this owl, deadass. The goal here is accentuating and understanding Elbaf, right? This chapter is giving us more insight into Elbaf because they're not only focusing on, of course, the library, and Robin is talking about the different books that would be here and talking to Chopper about archaeological works and historical works. And Chopper's like, is there any medical books? Which makes sense because Chopper, he's trying to do something unlike anyone has ever done before. So I like that aspect, but they're also focusing on how Elbaf has changed and is changing, where a lot of the kids, they're not warriors, right? And Gerd, we gotta talk about Gerd. I'm not saying Gerd is suspicious, but Gerd and Road, right? Because Gerd has human clothes, right? Just on deck. Road basically had the same thing, but he's actually kidnapping humans to try to close on. I don't think Gerd has gone as far as Road, but Gerd, I got my eye on you. I got my eye on you because, hey, if you're willing to make human clothes, you love human clothes that much, you're gonna want something to try these clothes out. So Gerd, I'm watching you. That's all I gotta say. I'm watching Gerd. But a lot of the kids seemingly have the personality of Momonosuke, like early Momonosuke, annoying Momonosuke that was entitled, wasn't really a warrior at that point, and just somewhat of a troll. That's some of the kids and how they're approaching things. But man, Elbaf has gotten soft. They've gone soft, and a lot of these kids, they're not built like the older giants. And of course, the king seemingly was in charge of that and somewhat disrupted the development of the Elbaf giants and disrupted the culture and just the history, right? That's what people were expecting. Even Usopp and Luffy, they're a bit disappointed saying, yo, this is a letdown, huh? Warland. And most people are like this. Most people. There's one kid that came out swinging, boy, went straight for the head. He went for Luffy. Swung at him, Luffy dodged it, then Luffy attacked him with Gear 3rd, which it feels a little excessive, right? It feels a bit excessive, but it's that kid from the bar who was a fan of Shanks as well, and now we found out his name is Cologne, or Cologne, I don't know. Say Cologne. Real quick with the kids, like, they were getting terrified from a swing. Now, Usopp was as well, but we know Usopp and how he's built. But these kids were terrified from a giant swing, and Luffy's like, bro, like, man, I'm so disappointed. Like, what's going on? Which I don't mind this aspect as well, because I like just the circumventing of expectations where you go into it and it's just, okay, Elbaf is going to be this, and Oda just completely just 180s it, right? I love that. There's something that I talked about before as far as like characters and motivations, because sometimes in stories, people be like, well, this character didn't get to do this. They said they would do it. I'm just like, bro, how many things do you say that you're going to do and you don't do it? That's real life. You have expectations, you have things that you want to do, things that you would like to accomplish, but you don't achieve everything. Some stories are going to be like that, and I don't mind people just failing to achieve their goals. That just is what it is. So in this instance, us expecting like an entirely different Elbaf and it being not what we want, not what we wanted, but not what we expected at all, I like that. Because now, where do we go? How do things get resolved? The story, as we thought it would be, is different. So I think that's good. That's really good. That's why we enjoy when the story just goes off script out of nowhere. When we went to Whole Cake Island, it was just like, wait, what? Where are we going? Thought that was fun. Even Egghead, we had no idea we were going to Egghead. That was fun. So you enjoy when things aren't telegraphed. I'll say that. So back to Cologne. Right, I guess that's what we're gonna call him. It feels weird calling him that. Let's say Cologne. Back to Cologne, right? Luffy's a fan. Luffy likes the kid because the kid, he's not as spineless as everybody else in Elbaf. He's showing that there's still some warrior spirit just there in Elbaf, still hiding there. Now, the biggest revelation of this chapter, in my opinion, was the fact that Cologne is Ripley's son, right? But not only that, his dad is a regular human and they're married. Not really, just the dad feels like it'll be weird because he's gonna die. I wonder, because I'm not gonna lie, if that were me, I would be on a journey to not only find a way to gigantify myself, but find a way to live longer to be with this woman. Because Oda gave Ripley's fire. Like, she was fire last chapter, but just shout out to Ripley. So this guy, this human, now people are speculating because she said this person is way younger than her, right? Because for her age, I mean, as a giant, she should be 80, 90, around that area. I'm going to assume that this person was a former pirate. So this person is older for human years, probably 60, 70. But she says they're way younger. So could they be 50? Could it be somebody from the Roger Pirates? People are speculating Scopper. I think Scopper is an easy layup, but I don't think it's Scopper. I think that's just what Oda wants us to think. I don't think it's Shiki either. That would be fun, but I don't think it's Shiki. Either way, this person is going to be revealed to us. I think it could be the guy that's walking around because that's the only person we've seen that's a human that's seemingly lingering in Elbaf so far. So that it could be that guy. And that's a speculation right now that it could be Scopper or Shiki. So that's why Scopper comes up. Scopper would be a lot of fun. And it would like feed into the narrative of the Roger Pirates that they're snipers. What that means is Rayleigh, he got Shocky, right? And then he got Scopper, he got Ripley. Like they know what they're doing out here. But either way, Ripley, big W's. Jeez. And they had a kid too? And you a human? How did that happen? I'm just saying, like, let's go to the library. Mr. Al. Anyway, now for Ripley, at the beginning, she's saying, hey, this is Elbaf. Elbaf has changed. But she's still praising Cologne and his strikes, right? And saying, hey, that was a solid first strike. So she's still raising him to be a warrior. And, you know, that's commendable because that's Elbaf culture, right? Not saying that they just need to be warring states all the time, but don't be pussies, right? Don't be absolute pussies like these kids have become. And it's just, what's happened? What happened to the country we love? You know, it's unfortunate. A funny moment that I caught on follow-up read was Cologne and Ripley's talking about her husband and his dad, Sanji's face. Sanji's like, oh my God, your dad's human. Sanji's like, okay, tell me more about how this works. Sanji's such a freak. Like, he's just always on go. Shout out to Sanji, bro. Shout out to Sanji. Like, he was ready. That's really interesting that Cologne is half human. Want to see where that goes. I do like the aspect of Robin wanting to spend time with Saul on her own and have everybody else go off and do their own thing. I think that's when we start getting into the nitty gritty of the serious aspects of what Saul was doing and where we could go progressively with Robin. I think Chopper being there is important as well because we know he's trying to, again, do a lot of great things in regards to medicine. So I think that is important. Now, the toast, one of the highlights of the chapter, just reaffirming their relationship, Luffy and his connection to all the giants and all the people he's come across. I think Stanson, of course, that stands out because Luffy saved him. Nothing, no ties to him, no ties to it. Didn't expect anything back, and look at it coming full circle. That just shows the type of person that Luffy is. We're not necessarily a hero, but he is heroic, right? So I thought it was a beautiful moment for all of them, all the people involved. It made me think about all the adventures that we've had in regard and our run-ins with the giants, and it all came to a head here in Elbaf. So that I thought that was really cool that everybody just congregated in Elbaf at the same time. Really dope. Really, really, really dope. The new fits are fire. Shout out to Gerd, and I called her creep earlier. Not fully a creep, but she's on the creep path. But the fits are fire. Jinbei's fit is fire. Robin's new fit is crazy. Robin's fit is top tier. I love it so much. Like, again, I don't think for Fit to be fired, the women have to be super sexualized. That's how I feel. But I think Robin's fit, elite. And Jinbei's is dope. Jinbei just feels like Elbaf. So I really enjoyed that one. That was cool. We go back to our invaders, and now we find motive. They're trying to find Loki. Now, this could dispel some of the inclination that this could be Shanks. It could, because they're like, where's Loki? Based on Loki's conversation, it seemed like Shanks already visited him. So like at the end of the day, they are coming here. And then there's speculation that they've come before and they're trying to find Loki. And it seems like this is their first time, or they wouldn't ask, right? Or unless they came back then when he wasn't arrested and locked down in the underrealm or underworld realm, whatever. So either way, that's what they're looking for. Ginny, okay, it's not confirmed that it's Ginny. That's just my crazy headcanon weird theory that the other person is Ginny, because I think a God Knight was a person that took Ginny from the revolutionaries. And it's not Ginny, but the other person, the bandaged girl, she attacks one of the giants and he just falls to his knees. We don't know what she did, right? I think just, we're going to find out. Of course, eventually we don't know what she did. And, of course I wanted to see the other guy, the other Shanks variant. I wanted to see him do something, but they're pulling up like Akatsuki at this point, okay? Like, so they have to be significantly strong and have powers that can, I think, restrain multiple people. The fact that they don't even know what's going on, the giant, he got subdued and brought to his knees. I mean, giants are powerful and they have insane pain tolerance, and he just got brought to his knees like that. I need more. I need more. I tell her, come on, man. What's going on, man? Either way, this again is the culmination chapter of a full introduction to Elbaf, a welcome to Elbaf, think a coronation almost for Luffy, just us kicking it off. I think for me, this chapter marks the official start. Not necessarily, that doesn't really make sense, but it's just almost like, okay, I think from this chapter it's up. I think from this chapter forward, it's going to start to get crazy with lore, action, and the Elbaf storyline is going to start to just boom. That's how it feels, right? Because we have Ja Rule here, right? Because now everybody cares about what Ja Rule thinks. And, he has a sword going through his helmet, and we're going to find out some lore about that. That's sure we get into some of the history of Elbaf. So, hey, good chapter, fun chapter. Thought it was hilarious at some moments. The kids, wusses, right? They're wusses. Hopefully, we see more Ripley. Who wouldn't want more Ripley? But yeah, that's where we are, guys. Let me know your thoughts. How do you feel about it? And wow, what a chapter. But like the video, subscribe for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at B.D.A. Follow me on Instagram, B.D.A. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys been holding it down. So many different things we're watching. Just watched Look Back the other day. That's on Patreon. Of course, Dragon Ball, Breaking Bad, The Bear, Eminence and Shadow. I mean, if you haven't seen Eminence and Shadow, click the link below if you want to check it out. Just go see what's going on down there. But thank you guys so much. And again, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.